Hey there, in this video I'm going to show you how to calculate patient acquisition cost. So this is obviously a really important concept when it comes to marketing. Basically what we're going to try and determine is which marketing techniques to use based on how much money they're bringing in. It's a little bit technical. I'm going to go a little bit slower than I usually do. I'm going to do my best to explain a few different examples. And if you have any questions, please feel free to email me. My email is at the end. So let's start off with the goal. What's the goal? Well, let's say we want to understand how to calculate the return on investment of your various marketing efforts. So at the beginning of the year, you've set a budget for each month. You're executing a few different marketing activities, and what we're trying to do is calculate which ones are delivering results. So we're going to need a few pieces of information. The first piece of information we're going to need is what is the average value of a new patient. So I kind of define that as how much money is an average patient going to spend at your business over a course of their life. Now understand some patients will come for one appointment and never come back again. Some patients will come back for the rest of their life. Some maybe for a couple years, some maybe for a couple weeks. What we're trying to figure out is what is the average value of a new patient. So let's just, for the purpose of this demo, let's just assume it's around $1,000. In most industries, that's a pretty fair assumption. And then in investment, you need to know how much you're spending on various activities. We speak with businesses who say, oh yeah, we just kind of do things as we go along. It's really tough to measure how effective the different things you're doing if you don't know how much you're actually investing and you're just kind of throwing it on the credit card. So know how much you're investing in the various activities, and we can kind of go from there. So let's compare four examples. Search engine optimization, so the process of organically getting to the top of Google, versus Google AdWords, which is kind of like a pay-per-click style of marketing. Those are two kind of competitors, if you will. Like most businesses will choose either a combination of the two or one or the other. And then we'll also look at radio, which is a brand-oriented style of marketing, and then Connect the Doc, which is kind of like an internal or conversion style of marketing. So a few different categories, but you can kind of see a few different examples, and that's going to help me illustrate my point. So let's start off with search engine optimization. Let's say you're paying an SEO company $1,500 a month, and they're picking a variety of both short string and long string keywords that are driving traffic to your site. They might be writing blog posts. They might be working on your local listings. But at the end of the day, you're getting 500 clicks to your website. Quite commonly, you'll find that if you're doing SEO, you're going to be getting clicks from different countries sometimes, or people are just learning about a different blog post. So I always really encourage you to look at your analytics and see what type of qualified customers you're getting. But in my experience, unless you're at the very top of the most kind of competitive keywords, a lot of the traffic you're going to get from search engine optimization is going to be of customers who are kind of educational keywords. So, like, for example, like I have back pain, like as a physio or chiro, you might blog post about back pain, and if someone might get to your website, but if they're not actively looking for a chiropractor or looking for a physio, they might just be at your site for education with really no real, real desire to actually book with you. So for the purpose of this example, I just tried to make numbers up that seem kind of relevant based on the budget I gave, but understand that what I want you to do is go back and actually go through the math yourself. But in this example, let's say 80% of the clicks above the 500 clicks are educational or not qualified, and 20% of the clicks are transactional keywords. So these are people who are actively interested in booking an appointment with you. So of those 500 clicks, we were able to get 100 qualified customers to our website. I always say 1 in 5 people who come to your website are going to be actually interested. So let's say 20% of that 100 people, so 20 people are interested, and then 10% of that 100 people, or 50% of the people are interested, are actually going to call or book with you. So of the 500 clicks that you got to your site, 100 people were interested, and you got 10 new patients out of it. So the average value, let's just assume, of a new patient is $1,000, and you got 10 new patients, so you were able to generate $10,000 in revenue, not necessarily right away, but over the course of that patient, they're gonna have $10,000 in revenue on $1,500 spent. So you're seeing a 6.6 to 1 return on your investment. So for every $1 you spend, you're getting about 6.5 or 6 2/3 back. So that's good. Let's just kind of compare that with something else you might be considering in Google AdWords. So let's set the same budget. You have a $1,500 per month budget. In your industry, let's say it's common to pay roughly $7.50 per click. So you're going to end up getting 200 clicks to your website. So remember, in the previous example, we had 500 clicks to your website. In this example, you're only getting 200 clicks, but because you can choose which keywords people are coming to your website with, you're actually going to have a lot more qualified clicks to your website. So in this example, you're having all 200 clicks are going to actually be customers who are interested in coming to your business. So 20% of 200 is actually 40 people interested in your services, and if 10% of those 200 book in, you're going to get 20 new patients. So even though you're getting less clicks, you're getting more qualified clicks, and you're actually able to generate $20,000 in revenue on $1,500 spent, which in this example is going to be 2 times as effective as search engine optimization. Again, please notice that this is just an example. Everyone's going to have different results based on how effective their campaigns are, how effective their SEO is, if their website is delivering results. They have conversion tools like Connect the Doc on their website to help increase the number of patients who do end up booking from your website. So that's Google AdWords. Now let's change this up to a more brand-oriented style of marketing. This is obviously something I don't recommend most small businesses to do. It's something that bigger businesses can do when they're trying to build a brand. But I'm going to walk you through a really basic way of kind of calculating the ROI of radio, and it doesn't really play into consideration the fact that you're slowly creating a brand. We're strictly focused on how many people are coming in from the radio. So let's say you set a $4,000 monthly budget with radio, and it's roughly $50 per commercial. So you're going to get a total of 80 commercials. And at any given time, let's say that there's 3,000 people listening to the station you're advertising on. And if you multiply that by 80 total commercials, your commercial is basically going to get heard by 240,000 people. Just because someone hears something doesn't mean they're listening. A lot of radio listeners are very passive, so they don't actually realize that it's a commercial. They're only kind of tuned in, or it's kind of in the background. So let's say of those 240,000 impressions, only 25,000 people actually heard the ad. This is, again, something that's really challenging to measure. The way they measure radio, in my opinion, isn't all that effective. So you're working off a lot of assumptions, etc. But let's just make the assumption that only 25,000 people actually heard the ad. Now, of the 25,000 people who are engaged and listening, it's quite possible that only 1% of them are actually interested in your service. So let's say you're a dental office and 25,000 people, hear that, hey, I'm this great dental office. Well, only 1% of those people are actively looking for a new dentist. Most likely, if not less than that. So let's say 1% of 25,000. So 250 people are interested in, potentially interested in, let's say, having a general checkup. But really, maybe they're in the car, maybe they're on the road, they're not at their computer. Really only 5% of those people will actually go visit your site. So 5% of 250 people who the ad might cater to. So let's say you're able to get 12.5 clicks to your website. Even though 240,000 people heard the ad, you're going to get 12.5 people visiting your site. We're going to go off the same metrics as the previous two examples. So we'll say 20% are interested, 10% actually booked in. So you're really only getting 10% of 12.5, so one new patient effectively. Again, the average value of a new patient is $1,000, But remember, we're only generating $1,000 in revenue on $4,000 spent. So you actually have a negative return on your investment. For every dollar you spend, you're bringing in 25 cents. So obviously, that's not the most effective way of marketing. And we certainly would encourage you to, to do things like SEO or AdWords before you invest your money on radio. Here's just Connect the Doc as an example. It's not really in the same category because it's an internal marketing tool, which you're going to find is a gazillion times more effective as other marketing options. But really, what we say is you're investing $100. I also put an hour of time. It does take a little bit of time to manage this tool. Let's say it's an hour of time per month, and you're paying, your receptionist $25 an hour. So let's say your total investment is $125. Now, if someone comes to our website, connectthedoc.com, and gets to your website, chances are they're more qualified. So let's just assume we're able to deliver one new patient a month to your business. And additionally, you're spending money on other marketing opportunities, or you're driving traffic to your website. Let's say on a normal month you convert 5 people. One of the cool features of Connect the Doc is we have some conversion tools that we can put on your website. And let's say we're able to get you an additional 3 patients. So a total of 4 new patients because of Connect the Doc. Now, using the same average value of a new patient, you're spending $4,000 and you're receiving $4,000 on $125 spent. So your return on investment is quite a bit higher, 32 to 1 ROI. Now notice you didn't get the same volume of new patients from Google AdWords and search engine optimization, but you still saw a better return on your investment compared, considering how much money you spent. One thing I want to emphasize is that internal marketing is going to be significantly more effective than brand-oriented marketing. I apologize for the blurriness of this graph. You can actually find this in the worksheet on the joinconnectthedoc.com on the seminars page. This was from a workbook we made for our December seminar. But you can see that we recommend you focus on the things in this column on the left first, and then you work your way down. So you can see things like online booking. So Connect the Doc is going to be more effective than SEO or AdWords. And then that's going to be more effective than radio. But focus your money on the retention and internal marketing opportunities out there before you actually waste your money on a radio campaign. So I hope that video wasn't too technical and it made sense. If you have any questions about patient acquisition cost and return on investment and all that kind of good number stuff, let me know. I'm happy to help. My email is nishil@connectthedoc.com. Of course, if you are interested in signing up or upgrading your Connect the Doc package, we have lots of really impressive features and conversion tools that's going to really help you grow your business and take advantage of all the other marketing, leverage all the other marketing that you're doing. So again, give me a call or give me an email if you have any questions, and I'm happy to help out. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you can check out some of our other videos too.